Alright everybody, welcome back to Culz Book Reviews. Today we are checking out a fun one, for me at least, and I'm sure if you guys read it, I think you guys will have fun as well. But that is Cryptid Hunters by Roland Smith. Now this one felt a little like I needed to read it, or Destiny perhaps, because I was walking around a thrift store one time, and I pulled this out and I saw it, and I was like, oh, that might be kind of fun. And then I was like, no, have too many books to read, so I ended up putting it back. Went back to that same thrift store. It was gone. Someone else had picked it up, which is good. You know, someone else probably had a fun read. And I was going around a different thrift store in a different area, and lo and behold, there was Cryptid Hunters. So I was like, I gotta pick that up. It felt kind of like Destiny, and you guys know, at least for 2026, I'm wanting to do more cryptid stuff or cryptid files like we used to do with Culz Fun Facts, so I'm sure you guys will start seeing more of that as I have a little bit more time to research and just get some good videos together. So definitely was up my alley, plus it had an Albertosaurus model up top showcasing it, so I was like, oh, maybe they're going to go like, I don't know, I was thinking like Culz Rex or just some weird dinosaur, because then you also had like a baboon looking thing on the bottom and this reptilian eye. So I was like, I don't know where they're going, but just the name alone sold me. So taking a better look at the cover, like I said, you see like a reptilian, like a iguana eye or something right there. The Albertosaurus model, and they're all kind of like just coming through, like almost like someone tried to redact them, but didn't quite fully get the pictures right. And then we see the title, Cryptid Hunters, and then the baboon, Roland Smith. On the side, we see that eye again. It says Smith, Cryptid Hunters, and Scholastic. And then on the back is just a little bit about the book. It says all the copyright stuff is 2005, Scholastic, and that ISBN if you need it. This one clocks in at 348 pages. And as you can see, is fully just words. There's no pictures or anything like that. But let's get to my review. So overall, like I had already said, I had a pretty fun time reading this one. For the most part, I read this on either an airplane or in the hotel room when I was down in Florida. But I did start it kind of reading here and there on breaks at work. And also, kind of like I said at the beginning, it was one that kept coming back to me in a weird way, where I saw it once, lost out getting it that time, but then just by happenstance found it again. Now, my initial speculation that it was about the Culz Rex wasn't too far off, actually. Well, the Culz Rex doesn't show up, nor does any theropods, so perhaps a bad choice of which dinosaur to be showing. It is about a dinosaur cryptid, and one we have covered on the channel, and that is the Mokele Mbembe, which, like I said, we covered with Culz Fun Facts. We did a true history of the silver screen about Baby, Secret Lost Legend. So it's a cryptid I'm very well aware of, and so it was kind of fun, you know. A couple of other animals that probably should be extinct as well, outside of like a living dinosaur. A Caspian tiger makes a brief cameo, which was super cool. A Caspian tiger is another one, and I don't know if it's just the age that I grew up at, where those type of books were coming out, but I remember the Caspian tiger being showcased. And of course it goes over like those well-known like quote-unquote Lazarus taxons, i.e. the coelacanth, or other like mysterious animals that, you know, some people could have said were cryptids at one point, like the okapi. But for a quick like little synopsis, the story follows Grace and Marty, two twins whose parents disappeared. Their helicopter crashed in the Amazon, across the ocean from the Congo and where Mokele Mbembe and stuff. But they go to live with their Uncle Wolf, who is this like cryptid investigator. I don't know, I guess like in today's world you could almost kind of view him as like either early times Josh Gates or maybe like Forrest Galante, where he was doing extinct or alive, not with cryptids, but like just animals that should be extinct and aren't. Then there's kind of like his arch enemy, Dr. Blackwood, who's this actual like wildlife presenter on TV, but is collecting these rare creatures for nefarious means. There's some hunters, and of course cryptids. Mokele Mbembe, there's some sweet technology as far as, again, you got to remember this was 2005, so everyone didn't have cell phones and stuff like that, so there's this device called the Gizmo, which the big game hunter refers to it as a pocket computer, so a little predating like everyone having pretty much a pocket computer, i.e. the cell phone. But it allows people to, update information, send emails and stuff. It's pretty much a cell phone, but in my mind I kind of pictured it like a PSP, or I guess for a little bit younger generations, a PS Vita or Nintendo Switch. But I picture it like that. Michele Mbembe, like I said, does show up, which is super cool. It's about cryptids, so without any cryptids, it might be a little bit of a letdown. And I think, before I get to spoilers, because I'm going to have to talk spoilers, but I want to give brief synopsis and thoughts before I get there. The writing style, easy to read, even though obviously it's made for a little bit younger audiences than my demographic. But I think it's still fun. It's sort of on par with like Goosebumps, which you guys know we kicked off the year pretty much reading those to tie in with the reviews of the show, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have read Goosebumps, so if you know that writing style, it's kind of like that, but maybe just a hair more advanced. It just, some of the stuff and how it was written reminded me of R.L. Stine, so I don't think that's a bad thing at all. We've all talked about how Stine's stories were great, and as far as those reviews go, you saw I gave them good ratings, so nothing bad there. But that's the spoilers there. I think overall I'd give this a 7.8 out of 10. It's almost that 8 out of 10. It's a little open-ended, but we'll get to spoilers, and I think it would make more sense, but at least go read it first and then come back. But going forward, like I said, spoilers. So yeah, I kicked off the story saying their parents disappeared, and just that never gets resolved at the end. It's left open-ended, their quote-unquote Uncle Wolf is still looking for the parents, but they haven't found them. So immediately once I landed back in Colorado, I searched, is there a sequel to this book? And there's actually a couple more, so yeah, I think at some point, if I can find those, I will come back to it, because it actually made me want to read more. So again, good on them there. But yeah, if you're looking for a conclusion of the parent story, it does not get wrapped up in this one, so a tad bit of a bummer there. Also, the big twist is Grace is not a twin of Marty. She's actually Wolf's daughter. She was hidden away because Blackwood is her grandfather. Grace's mother, Rose, actually passed away because Michele Mbembe attacked her and killed her, ripped off Wolf's leg, and in fear of Blackwood, who's really nefarious in this, taking hold of her and losing her and having her be corrupted, Wolf sends her off to go to live with Marty's family as a twin, because he's just a hair older, and so it kind of worked out. The reason Michele Mbembe attacked him was because they were actually near a nest, and so it's just defending the young. And this one ends off, everyone makes it off the island outside of the hunters and poachers and stuff like that. Even Blackwood gets stuck there. And again, it felt super open-ended. So I was glad to see that there actually is a sequel, because I'll probably pick it up. So overall, I really enjoyed it. A little quick review. It's not super long, but I think you guys will get a kick out of it. And I will hopefully find the sequels to review as well. But until next time, guys, for more Culz book reviews, click that link to your left. For more about us here at Culz Paranormal, click that link to your right. And don't forget to like and give us a subscribe. And let us know, have you read Cryptid Hunters, or is there a cryptid book we need to check out? Tell us in the comments below.